Assetto Corsa Rally is fantastic fun. I'm really enjoying playing it, but it does have, at the moment, in its early access, a huge physics issue that really does damage the driving in the simulator. So in this video, I'm going to explain what that issue is. I'm going to tell you how you can avoid that issue, but also why it really is a massive problem, and hopefully Kunos, or Supernova Games I should say, can fix it. Keep in mind, AC Rally is early access. I'm really enjoying it. I 100% think it's worth getting, so keep that in mind. But if this video does upset you, remember you need to subscribe so you can then unsubscribe. Also, click the like button because we'll make more of this internet drivel, so maybe don't click the like button. And as always, massive thank you to our channel members, Patreon members, donors and supporters. You allow us to make this super niche content that 5 people will watch. So thank you very much, guys. We briefly mentioned this in our review videos and our previous videos, but having spent even more time playing AC Rally and front wheel drive cars especially, and more tarmac driving, it's really obvious that there's quite a big problem here. Now, before I go into this, I know people are going to doubt my credibility and my authority on this subject matter, so to convince you that I know what I'm talking about, here is an impersonation of Sebastian Loeb's left testicle during a rally stage.
5 right long.
So the issue is the cars get stuck over the limit. It's almost like they've put iRacing physics into a rally game. But basically what you find is, once you like lean onto the tyres and you get onto the limit or slightly over it, it's just going to get stuck there. And on dirt, this often doesn't matter because you'll have already rotated the car, and then the car's just going to go into a power slide and you'll do the corner nicely and you'll be able to adjust it a little bit. On the tarmac, if you've already turned the car in and it's rolling, you can kind of avoid getting the fronts over the limit because you're already rolling the rear a bit and you're rotating through the corner, so it'll all be fine. All-wheel drive, you can often use the all-wheel drive aspect of the vehicle to hide the tyres to some degree. You'll notice this actually, that the all-wheel drive cars that are in iRacing and many other games, even games with worse physics than AC Rally, but any game really, all-wheel drive really helps to balance vehicles out and hide tyre issues for the most part. But what you'll find is, if you're on like a straight bit of track or downhill bit of track and you're braking, and you can't have already preemptively loaded the car up, rather than being able to get the back in with the rear brake bars further back, lower suspension or lower ARB on the front, or diff coast or whatever, you'll find that the front just basically goes over the limit and you'll just understeer off the track. You'll also find that if you're going through a corner where you're basically on the limit of all 4 tyres as you're going through the corner, if that corner's slightly off camber or all 4 tyres then slightly go towards off the limit, you lose productive control of the vehicle. You'll just slide off the track, and there's really basically you're in a hostage situation with the car. And the thing is, you don't have to be like a pro rally driver to understand why that would be something you would try and design against in a real car. You really don't want cars to be holding a driver in a hostage situation where the end result is death in a tree, unless you're a crazy developer and you want to torture your players. Now, you might see some people complain about the braking, and I think this is all just part of the same problem. I mean, if you're braking properly at the limit, and a lot of people don't, a lot of people actually braking well under the limit because they play driving sims and they're terrified of actually trying to brake properly. Literally, some sims don't allow you to brake properly. But if you're trying to brake at the actual limit, you'll notice the longitudinal grip has the same issues that the lateral grip has. So if you brake slightly too hard, tyres go over, front tyres go over, that's it, they're going to get stuck, they're not going to come back to you even if you come off it. And that's just not how tyres behave. Again, you design tyres to re-grip really quickly. Sure, there will be scenarios where real tyres do get stuck, like aquaplaning, really slidey bits of track, ice, or maybe there's been a bump or something. There's loads of scenarios where cars do this kind of passenger slide, but generally in sort of normal average operation, the tendency is that to happen for a brief moment and then for the grip to snap back. That's absolutely how tyres will be designed. They're designed to work with the car and work for the driver. They're not designed to kill the driver, as you see. Again, iRacing is the absolute #1 primo example of how real tyres don't work over the limit. If you want a better example of this sort of tyre behaviour, the original Assetto Corsa is pretty much the premium example. Specific Cars and Automobilista 1, and even Richard Burns Rally, but AC1 particularly really highlights the nature of the grip wanting to come back, and that's just really lacking in AC Rally. So hopefully that's something they can fix, because as it is right now, if they continue with it working how it is, it forces you to drive preemptively, which you can learn to do and you can memorise, but it means that you can't drive properly reactively, and you can't properly push onto the tyres and then react to the situation that's occurring. You have to basically always pre-set up the car laboriously and memorise the approach to a ridiculous degree. Some people, a lot of sim racers approach sim racing like that. Some drivers actually approach driving like that, but it's not the only way to drive. And in my opinion, it's a totally ridiculous way to drive. But a lot of people don't notice it because they've just learnt to drive like preemptive robots. I'm not going to get comments on this. So obviously, 90s rally cars, especially on dirt, and many rally cars on dirt, there will be a lot of setting the vehicle up, getting it into the slide and then working through that slide. And even doing that on tarmac will be totally normal for lots of corners. But, you know, there's degrees to which you have to set a car up. And actually the really modern rally cars are super duper pokey, and that's less the case with the ridiculous like 2020 or forwards rally cars. I think we're actually going back again with real rally where it's getting better again, maybe. But yeah, like, I know I'm going to get comments where someone's just going to take what I've said and then they're just going to go, well, so you drive a rally car, and it's like they'll have completely missed the point. They won't have processed what I'm actually getting at here. But yeah, the way it is now, it basically means you're going to just end up understeering with nothing you can do. You're not going to be able to balance and play with the car at the limit properly, like you should be able to do. Play Richard Burns Rally, play the original Assetto Corsa, do the rally stage on the original Assetto Corsa, and you'll see what I mean immediately. But I guess it might be one of those things where if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But either way, AC Rally, love what they're doing, love the direction they're going in. It is early access. There will be stuff that they're still working on for sure. So, you know, it's got like 12 months until it's they're aiming for it to be a 1.0 version. And even in its current state, I think it's a really fun game to play, especially the dirt, especially random cars like the old Mini's really fun on the dirt, and then even the Hyundai. It's really fun to play. It's a good game. So, you know, and sim development is really difficult. So there you go, guys. I hope they can get things better. Be awesome if they do. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm sure you'll all disagree with me in the comments, but that's how it is. Till the next one, thanks for watching, happy tea drinking, take care, and goodbye.